Greetings, everyone. Welcome back to our channel. Today, we delve into the intricate behaviors exhibited by narcissists, shedding light on aspects that may have caught your attention, but remain somewhat elusive. Our focus centers on the daily routines of narcissists, specifically honing in on their actions when they perceive themselves as being overlooked. So buckle up and prepare for an enlightening journey into the realm of narcissistic behavior. Have you ever observed the capricious behavioral patterns of a narcissist? How do they navigate the extremes with such intensity, leaving you feeling disoriented? It can be quite perplexing and unsettling when someone transitions from being a complete stranger to showering you with intense interest, only to abruptly ignore you. This unpredictable conduct is a common strategy employed by narcissists, and it serves a purpose. After lavishing considerable attention on someone, narcissists often pivot and withdraw. While it may seem perplexing, there is a method to this apparent madness. The underlying motive is to undermine the person they are in a relationship with, deriving satisfaction from making them uncomfortable and sowing seeds of doubt regarding their confidence and self-worth. Narcissists aim to validate their own worth as their ultimate goal. They derive pleasure from drawing you in, piquing your curiosity, only to then feign disinterest. In a distorted form of self-assurance, they skillfully convince both you and themselves that your presence or absence has no impact on them. You unwittingly become a pawn in their power play, and they relish it when you react with agitation to their unpredictable actions. When a narcissist abruptly ignores you, it plays to their advantage. They anticipate your reaction, the tension, the pondering over their behavior, and eventually, you're seeking clarification from them. Your worries and attempts to decipher the situation all contribute to boosting their ego. This provides them with the validation they crave and a heightened sense of significance. This orchestrated response is precisely what they expect when they abruptly withdraw after a period of intense attention, a maneuver commonly referred to as love bombing, a game at which narcissists excel. They understand that once they initiate the silent treatment, they can sit back, observe the drama unfold, and most importantly, wait for your anxious reaction. They anticipate your anxiety, concern, and your eventual inclination to reach out to them for clarification or reassurance. The narcissist's push-pull strategy often proves effective. Employing this tactic with their partners or anyone else in their orbit typically elicits the expected response. In general, it works like a charm. The targeted individual may find themselves trapped in a prolonged cycle of uncertainty and anxiety. Living with a narcissist entails grappling with this unfortunate reality. Now picture a scenario where you don't conform to the expected reaction. Envision responding with a similar lack of interest when the narcissist withdraws and completely ignores you. Initially, they may perceive this as a temporary deviation, assuming that your enamored state will inevitably lead you back to them. They believe in your inability to stay apart for an extended period. But what if the anticipated return never materializes? What if you choose to maintain your distance, mirroring their lack of interest and continuing with your life as usual? In such scenarios, a subtle uneasiness begins to grip the narcissist. Doubts creep in about their behavior, assumptions, and even their self-trust. Their minds become a whirlwind of questions. Did I misinterpret the situation? Perhaps their interest isn't as strong as I assumed. Could I risk losing them if this game of indifference persists? Given their narcissistic nature, they inevitably come back, attempting to reestablish a connection with you. Often, they approach with a newfound perspective on life, inquiring about your well-being and offering a casual, "Hello, stranger. How have you been? What's new in your life? Why haven't you reached out? What's keeping you from making contact?" It's as if they were not the ones who initially dismissed you. Following that, they scrutinize your reaction closely, aiming to discern whether you appear fearful, the level of your devotion or disengagement, and the sincerity of your care. Their primary goal is to gauge your level of interest in them. If they sense it waning, they'll exert considerable effort to rekindle your attention. This marks the escalation of the so-called love bombing phase. They invest more time and care, continue to enchant you, and attend to every little detail to add that extra touch of specialness. Their ultimate aim is to heighten your investment in them, only to ignore you once again, distance themselves, and take comfort in the knowledge that your discomfort, anxiety, and concern are the direct outcomes of their actions. Now picture a scenario where conventional roles are reversed. Imagine that, when a narcissist ignores you, you choose to reciprocate the indifference instead of pursuing them. Picture them opting to increase the distance, and you, in turn, deciding to create even more space. This behavior is likely to bewilder the narcissist, especially if they considered you a consistent source of narcissistic supply in the past. It's not about playing a game with them. Rather, it's about seemingly outplaying them at their own game, making you the unexpected focal point of their fixation. This sequence of events can catch the narcissist off guard. Historically, they've held the belief that they possess superior cunning, tactical prowess, and manipulative skills compared to you. They assumed control, envisioning you as the puppet, while they played the puppeteer. So how is it that you're outsmarting them? Approaching with confidence, the narcissist anticipated your capitulation to their charms, expecting you to demonstrate a greater dependency on them than they could ever have on you. Yet they are perplexed as to why reality diverges from their hopeful expectations. When you choose to ignore the narcissist, mirror their behavior, and amplify your disinterest, the narcissist often finds themselves in deep contemplation. They question why you are not conforming to their anticipated reactions. Feelings of uncertainty and frustration may lead to a mix of dread and anger directed at you. Ironically, these negative emotions only serve to heighten their focus on you. Occasionally, particularly when the source adeptly mirrors the narcissist's behavior, the narcissist might find themselves more enamored with their source than the source reciprocates. Should you respond in kind, the narcissist may become fixated on unraveling the mystery of who you truly are. They'll be intrigued by your vulnerabilities and how you outsmart them in their own game. Narcissists, being inherently skilled individuals, expect to emerge victorious in every interaction. When they fail to do so, they grapple with understanding what went awry. Thus, mirroring a narcissist's behavior can prove to be a highly effective tactic. However, it's imperative to recognize that this isn't a game and offers no permanent solution. The primary objective should be to extricate yourself from the situation when employing this method. When a narcissist encounters someone they had underestimated or taken for granted, discovering the uniqueness and unpredictability of that individual forces them into deep self-reflection. They may even question whether you and they share any similarities. In the end, it leaves them pondering why you deviate from their expectations, why you defy predictability, and why you don't conform to the norms of others. Predictability in their sources is crucial for narcissists. It provides them with a sense of control and comfort, knowing how the source will respond and behave. Conversely, if the source veers off this expected path, the narcissist may suddenly and intensely fixate on them. The narcissist can be thrown off balance when the source starts behaving unpredictably, displaying a strength and tenacity that the narcissist hadn't anticipated. The source no longer conforms to the neat, well-ordered container the narcissist had constructed for them. This unpredictability and the perceived strength of the source may leave the narcissist feeling unsettled and preoccupied, often bordering on obsession. Thoughts about the source consume the narcissist's mind, leading to a barrage of questions. Why isn't the source conforming to expectations? How did the source acquire such resilience? Can the narcissist exert any control over the situation? These questions become inescapable as they swirl in the narcissist's thoughts. Unintentionally, the narcissist starts channeling a significant amount of emotional energy into the source as they grapple with these issues. Continuous contemplation about someone for days, weeks, or even months inevitably translates into an emotional investment. As the narcissist contends with the source's unpredictable nature, their emotional involvement deepens. Narcissists often realize that dealing with individuals who deviate from the plan they've set can be emotionally draining. The focus and emotional investment of a narcissist are typically directed toward those who possess the ability to outsmart or subdue them. Navigating this situation becomes challenging, because the more emotionally invested a narcissist is in someone, the tougher it becomes to disentangle from them. This underscores the importance of maintaining a healthy distance from the narcissist and avoiding providing them with additional material for contemplation. While it might initially seem like a victory in the power struggle with the narcissist, it can inadvertently lead to them becoming obsessively fixated on you. Over time, this fixation can introduce an intolerable level of toxicity into your life. When a narcissist is deeply emotionally invested in you, separating from them can prove challenging. It's advisable to create distance promptly and let them go. Refrain from engaging in emotionally draining exchanges with the narcissist, as this may escalate their emotional investment in you, making it more difficult for you to exit the toxic relationship. When dealing with a narcissist who is giving you the silent treatment, the optimal approach is to mirror their behavior. The worst-case scenario involves yearning for their attention and attempting to win them back. It's crucial to avoid falling into this trap. Instead, the most effective strategy is to emulate their actions, choosing to disregard them if that's what they're doing. By doing so, you uphold your dignity and self-respect. However, it's essential to discern when you're entangled in a game-playing dynamic. Once you recognize this, planning your departure becomes imperative. Prolonged engagement in such a situation can be detrimental to your mental and emotional well-being. Narcissists possess a unique mindset characterized by a desire for triumph and projecting confidence. Yet they can become intensely fixated on someone or a situation when faced with circumstances beyond their control. While this hyperfocus is unhealthy, it is a reflection of their cognitive processes. Furthermore, if they believe they have everything figured out only to realize they haven't, a narcissist may enter a mental loop, fostering an unhealthy and draining fixation on understanding and managing the circumstances. It's worth noting that narcissists often seek you to pursue them. If you choose to ignore them, they might respond by pursuing you in return. However, when you've made the decision to end the relationship, it's crucial to stand firm, regardless of their attempts to reconcile. The initial step in protecting oneself from a narcissist is recognizing the toxic nature of the connection. Once you understand their thought patterns and the manipulative games they play, you can prepare to distance yourself. While mirroring their behavior when they ignore you can be a strategic move, your ultimate goal should be to terminate the unhealthy relationship. Always prioritize the well-being of your mental and emotional health. In essence, navigating challenging relationships becomes more manageable with a comprehensive understanding of the mind tricks and manipulations employed by narcissists. If you found this information helpful, consider subscribing to our content and giving it a like. Share your thoughts and personal experiences in the comments section below. Until next time, exercise caution and uphold your authority.